Holy shrimp, that's epic! It's reaction time!
Okay everyone, we're reacting to another CreepyPasta Storytime video, and this is, well, judging by the asterisk symbols there, alert threat level severe. I take it that this is probably a follow-up from the previous story that we read to already, I don't know, but it's just, well, people might ask me, am I much of a CreepyPasta fan? And the answer is, well, not really, but getting to this stuff right here, one person requested me to react to these CreepyPasta videos, but I can't possibly blame the requester for it, but I'm just doing what I want to. I'm just doing everything in my power to please everyone who submitted the requests and things, so that's what I'm doing for my friend there. But anyway guys, let's get to the video. Long story short, we're at to Alert Threat Level Severe, like a CreepyPasta story time, and this is composed by MrCreepyPasta. So before we commence the reaction, make sure you pause the video real quick and take a minute to subscribe to MrCreepyPasta. As always, I'm going to add the original channel usual areas, CCO, credits, comments, and outro. With that said, let's go on to the clip. We shall see how it goes. Wrong clip now.
This morning I woke up in the pitch black, with the sound of my phone making a tone that I've never heard before. Some sort of rapid
Judging by the voice, this happens to be a follow-up,
I
I'm
turned
sure.
it on to see what was going on. There was an alert notification.
Oh,
Not like the ones
no.
you've seen with Amber Alerts. What was odd was that I couldn't close it or even turn off my phone.
Reports of an anomalous
Screens
signature
simply
on
would
radar
not
were reported
respond
near
to being powered off.
Listener St. Cloud. Advisory
The
stay
screens
indoors,
aren't
bring all house pets inside.
All functions
Turn
other
off
than
all
scrolling
noise-making
were
devices.
disabled.
Seek
This is
shelter
what
in
it said.
basements or rooms without windows or doors to the outside.
10:16
Emergency services start.
15 a.m. CST.
That freaking
Following
thunder.
alert was issued. Reports of an anomalous signature on radar were reported near St.
Unnecessary loss of life or
Advisory.
property. Oh my
Stay
god.
indoors. Bring all house pets inside. Turn off all noise-making devices. Seek shelter in basements or rooms without windows or doors to the outside. Emergency services
Trust me, I've heard
are
thunder louder than
suspended
this
until
stuff.
5:30 a.m. 10:16. Threat level is severe. Obey all instructions to the event. Threat level is severe. Obey all instructions to prevent unnecessary loss of life.
9
or
o'clock
property.
Central Standard
Alert
Time.
is valid until 2100 CST.
Now obviously this was pretty fucking concerning. It's late in the season
Who
for
the
a
heck are
large
you
storm,
telling?
but it's not unheard of. We had tornadoes here before. I could hear rain on the windows. Sound of wind. So I grabbed my 3 cats, took us all down to the basement, some food, and I grabbed a sleeping bag. My basement is cramped and full of all kinds of junk, and I wasn't thrilled to be spending time down there, but the alternative was clearly not an option. While the cats wandered around, digging in boxes, knocking things over, I had time to sit and read the alert over again. Which is when things started to seem strange. I must have missed it the first time, but I noticed the warning to turn off all noise-making devices.
Yes.
What did that mean? Why would that be important? Even with the
Wi-Fi.
television at full blast, you'd certainly
of
be able to
course,
feel a tornado coming.
If
Or at the
the
very
thunder
least, see the
hits the
damages
cable and
inflicted.
stuff, it'll definitely cause
I reluctantly
electrocution and of
admit,
course the
looking at it
electronics
that
to
way,
like explode. Especially when it comes to using Wi-Fi
Seemed
too.
At least a little more reasonable.
Electrocution will take its course.
Now I was also looking at the alert itself. The interface of the warning wasn't one I recognized. The border wasn't consistent with any apps or the OS. It had clearly been opened by a third-party app, and I wasn't sure which one, or how it could have been done. I wondered if it was a virus. I had to work in a few hours. I didn't want to stay awake for nothing. Leaving the cats downstairs, I went up and turned on the television in the living room. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I couldn't help but feel another jolt of fear when the same message popped up on a traditional emergency broadcast. That awful klaxon made my heart rate spike, so I turned it off and went back to the basement to wait it out. I sent my boss a text on my old pay-as-you-go, which seemed to be unaffected for some reason, letting him know that I might not make it in that day. As it turned out, he was also in his basement.
Oh
I
man.
could hear what sounded like heavy rain.
What it must be counterproductive there.
We wished each other
It's
well,
obvious.
agreed that work would be cancelled, and went back to waiting. The cats settled in various places, and I curled up in my sleeping bag. I fell asleep.
Oh man.
We all woke up at the same time about an hour later. It wasn't as much a jolt as a slow, confused awakening.
Right.
Something wasn't right. The cat's eyes were wide. Their fur puffed up. One of my oldest
my
girls
God.
had her eyes locked on the filthy little window at the far
What?
corner of the room. I was absolutely overcome by a palpable sense of dread. My frantic glances around the room were fruitless. The cats began to hiss, all of them looking at the window now, but I couldn't see anything except darkness. I turned toward the stairs, and the change in direction allowed me to hear something below. Something under the growling and the hissing.
Oh no.
Very
That could be a
low
very
hiss.
heinous sign.
Kind of like static. Not like the sound of blood flowing through your ears or its quiet ooze. Incredibly unsettling to hear it coming from an outside source.
It really is.
It's such an intimate, familiar sound. And hearing it that way was wrong. Very wrong.
It's crazy.
I could also hear, bizarrely, it sounded like calliope music. Now, at this point, I was convinced I was losing my mind or having an incredibly lucid dream, but when one of the cats leaped from a box to fly across the room and under the stairs, I realized what it was. I ran to the box and tore it open. I dug through the contents until I felt cold metal. I lifted out the toy, which had been activated by my cat's weight, and scrambled for the battery panel. And once the batteries were out and music had stopped, I stood, breathing heavy, holding the little bear in my hands. The music box my mom had given me as a kid. The bear, rosy cheeks, smiled up at me, and I thought that I would scream. His noise was louder and oppressive. It blocked out everything, even my breathing. I've heard the phrase paralyzed with fear before, and I detested it, thinking of it as a clumsy exaggeration, but now I realized it wasn't. It was a very real feeling. The cats continued to growl and shriek, and though here in the middle of the sound, it was almost impossible to hear them. I had to turn around, I had to get away from the window, but I simply could not bring myself to move even a single inch.
Oh my goodness,
They're
man.
up at me. I hope I never come that close to the abyss again.
It's not
the
worth
feeling
it,
of your
man.
mind slipping into that endless chasm is something you don't forget. The bear was cold in my hands, and the cats shrieked and howled, and the sound grew so loud I could feel it in my bones. The window rattled, pelted by rain and hail, and the endless hellish dark loomed closer and closer. A scream bubbled up and pushed past my teeth when I turned to look through the dirty glass.
Oh
Instantly,
my
everything
God.
stopped. The cats, the hissing, the rain, and the wind. The basement was silent. The cessation of every single sound in that room was almost enough to send me tearing
Oh my
off the edge.
gosh.
I shivered violently, suddenly freezing. Something was outside, looking in at me.
Don't mind that phone, by the way.
It glowed dimly with a strange, completely alien light. Ruddy orange, the color of a nuclear sunset. The panic was so
Wouldn't say
great
so
now
myself that
it
that was a
transformed
coincidence. I
into
don't
an
know.
almost ethereal association. The calm before the predator rips into flesh and bone. Something was at the window. I looked at it with glassy eyes. I don't know what it was. Looking at it
If
was
it's Mary,
painful
you need
in
to
a way
freaking
that
run.
I can't describe. The sight of it, so completely foreign, made my brain feel as if it was being exploded violently outward, tearing at the seams. The only thing that comes to mind is an optical illusion.
Oh
Something
no.
that exists but cannot be. Whatever it was, it had no business here.
No creepy
The
thing
kind of
had no
cloud,
business. Unless
a
it's for...
solidified mist, like
Never
smoke.
mind. Never mind.
But this smoke was so very much alive and aware, and it was massive. I think it must have messed with some of my other senses because I was very much cognizant of the fact that it was larger than my house, larger than many houses, and it had been drawn to the calliope
Jesus,
music.
man.
It watched me. Shapes swirling and dissolving constantly in its body, but it had no defined shape. It flowed like water, slid down the window in rivulets that did not obey gravity, but instead searched for cracks in the glass.
Jeez.
I was aware of time passing. A lot of time. What broke the spell was the sight of one of those drops discovering and worming its way through a hairline crack in the window frame. Paralysis became flight. In what felt like an instant, I was pounding up the stairs, my mouth wrenched open.
Oh,
In a
snap.
silent howl, the cats swarmed up past me and were gone the moment the door was open. I slammed it shut and ran for the bathroom, where I bolted the door and probably vomited in the toilet.
Oh, snap.
The flushed the strange reddish-brown contents and curled onto my side, wedged between the toilet and the tub, my face against the cool porcelain. I passed out.
Oh man.
When I woke up, it was half a day later, and my cats were furious at the lack of food. I've been in a daze since I woke up. The alert is gone, but it seems the phone lines are down. I have
Still?
access to the internet, but it's not behaving correctly. I have access to some sites, but not others. I can't bring myself to leave the house. The sound is gone, as is whatever was creating it. How can I be sure it will come back?
Good question.
Now, I've silenced everything. The cats are calm and sleeping. I'm keeping an eye on them. Any warnings?
Yes.
Just keep quiet for a while.
Your pet's life depends on it.
best. If you keep quiet too.
Word. Word right there. Well, you heard it there, guys.
Hey there kids, it's me, MrCreepyPasta, and I hope you're enjoying the Christmas stories this year.
Christmas stories. It's freaking October, but it doesn't matter. It's still creepy either way. But either way, that was the video, guys. That was another podcast from MrCreepyPasta himself. Another horror story pertaining to pets this time, and of course the weather warning and things. And the whole thing just, it's just ringing around my head. It's get wrapped around my head completely. Like I don't know how to freaking get it out of there. But hey. Anyway, guys, that was the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction to the full. If you did, as always, smack the thumbs up button because it really keeps me going. Subscribe to MrCreepyPasta. I'm going to add channel usual areas, CCO, credits, comments, and an outro. If you guys are new to this YouTube channel, otherwise, make sure you take a minute to subscribe to my content and turn on post notifications for more uploads, reminders. Follow my social media if you like. Also, join me on Twitch, where I live on Fridays, Saturdays, and of course on the holidays. If you want to join my community, subscription below. And don't forget, as always, to share those who care. And with that said, the more coming soon. This is Silverreploid. I love you guys to the fullest, and as always, I'll see Reploids, Mavericks, Maverick Hunters, Sigma, CreepyPasta fans, etc. Everyone, in the next video. Stay blessed, loved, and safe. And as always, I'll see you guys next time at the Utopia.
If you haven't already, please make sure to click the bell symbol located by the subscriber count. Just one click away, and boom! Hi there, Reploids. This is Silverreploid CLE. Wanted to take the time to say thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you want more content, please subscribe. Don't forget to follow my social media for more updates. And in case you missed it, please check out my previous video or any video displayed. And please give tons of love and support. I look forward to seeing you at the Utopia, my dear Reploids.